Social media company Reddit getting ready to make its public debut right here at the New York Stock Exchange. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman and our own Julia Boorstin are with me here at Post 9, ahead, of course, of the opening bell. Julia, let me turn it over to you to begin the questions.
Thanks, David. And Steve, thanks so much for joining us here as we await the opening trade of Reddit shares. This has been a long time coming. Reddit is a 19-year-old company, and you're taking an unusual approach to the IPO itself, opening up 8% of retail allocations to your active moderators and also your active users. What kind of interest did you see from them? And are you concerned they're going to sell today because they have no lockup period?
Sure. So first, thank you for having me here. It's truly an honor to be here. It's been a journey, and to be surrounded by our employees, I'm overcome with gratitude, and for our communities to make Reddit what it is. So in this IPO, yes, we invited a number of our users and have a healthy retail component beyond that. And our goal there was to bring in, I think as is the ethos of Reddit, level the playing field, bring people in on the same terms that professional investors would. And so it's a free market. I hope they believe in Reddit and support Reddit. But the goal is just to get them in the deal, just like any professional investor would.
Well, there has been a lot of chatter on Wall Street Bets, which is obviously a very popular Reddit forum, that has not been so positive. You mentioned this as a potential risk factor in your S1. Are you concerned that having this very big presence with those retail investors, very high-profile presence, is going to drive volatility in a bad way?
Well, first of all, look, I love Wall Street Bets. I'm a user. I've seen their comments over the last couple of weeks, so I just send them my regards. And again, that's Reddit. Reddit is people. Reddit is a fun and special, but sometimes crazy place. And so I wouldn't expect anything less from our community.
It doesn't upset you, though? You're like, wait a second, we're going public. You guys are a part of this. You've helped us in terms of our success. Why aren't you more supportive?
Look, that's exactly, I think. They've helped us get here. Reddit is nothing without our users and communities. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Reddit is they tell it like it is. But God, you have to remember, they're doing that on Reddit. And it's a platform they love. It's their home on the internet. And look, I think it's such a privilege for I and the team to get to work on Reddit, but they really are Reddit.
Steve, one of the questions I think that's come up a lot is company's been around, as Julia said, for roughly 19 years and has not managed to be profitable in any of those years. And so what will change or has changed if you haven't been able to figure out how to get to profitability over that period of time?
Well, so first, that's not exactly true. So we have been around 19 years. So I came back to the company, though, in 2015, and that's when we really started to build the business of Reddit. And that hit high gear in 2018, really, when Jen Wong joined as COO. And she's really been my partner in running Reddit and building this business. But we made a profit in the back half of 2023. We grew revenue 3 times as fast as costs last year. And so what's, I think, beyond the community of Reddit and the platform of Reddit, there's actually a very nice, special business here. And our gross margins are very high, the high 80s, and have been for a long time. And so even small improvements in revenue go straight to the bottom line for us. And so this is truly, I think, a special company. And profitability is, it's an important milestone for us, and we're getting closer and closer.
I know Jim has a question as well for you. Jim?
First, Steve, thank you for being on the set. It's fantastic.
Thanks, Jim. It's great to see you.
Absolutely. When to know. When you and I talk, it's just really important, I believe, that people who have been so important to your company, the Redditors, get stock if they want stock. Were the brokerage houses understanding of that? Is it placed with people you think that actually have done so much and might actually want to hold on because it could be a great stock?
It honestly was not a controversial ask at all of our bankers and of the investors. What we've been pitching, and we've been pitching Reddit for 2 years, telling them why we do this, why it's special, and we've met so many investors who get Reddit, who understand Reddit, and know that this is, including our users in a moment like this, is the most natural thing we could do.
And we'll make it clear, it's not just Wall Street bets that won stock, right? I mean, those people might be sellers, who knows? You're talking about hardcore people who have really helped build your brand away from stocks. I imagine that they want to be long-term holders.
Look, I hope so. I think the best investors of Reddit are people who use Reddit. And so I want our investors to be users, and I'd love our users to be investors. I think, look, we're all building this together. We're building the platform, and now we get to build the company too. I think it's just such a privilege.
So speaking of building the company, your business is currently 95% advertising revenue. And with for those ad dollars, you're competing against the giants. We're talking about Meta, we're talking about Google. It's an incredibly competitive space, and you're very small compared to these other players in terms of the number of daily active users you have. What is your strategy to be able to grow market share in such a tight environment?
Sure. So I have two answers to that. First is the digital ads market is so huge. It grows by 5 to 10 Reddits per year on its own. And then what's special about Reddit is whatever you're into, whatever you're going through, whether you're getting into college, getting your first job, relationships, ups and downs, whatever health malady you have, and everybody's got one, it's all on Reddit. And so Reddit is all about context and interests. And so literally every brand's customers are on Reddit somewhere. And so I think it's actually a very good fit. And for us, I think there's really no constraint on how big the ads business can be
but you
because
haven't
of
been
that
able
breadth.
to monetize them that effectively yet. I mean, I'm looking at a Boorstin piece, monetization well behind peers, despite starting to sell ads in 2006. You had $804 million in revenues in 2023. That's not exactly a huge number.
Well, look, we had $12 million in revenue in 2015. So, look, we're getting there. And I like the way our business is scaling. I think our advertisers are rooting for us because Reddit it's not about personal and private information. It's about connecting with your customers around shared interests. And so we're seeing, I think, a lot of momentum in the market.